There was an agreement on overall issues. I think the outcome has been absolutely good. We today, for an example, all of us converged on the need that the WTO ministerial conference that is coming should, in fact, break the deadlock. We should be able to go beyond where we have been, precisely because it's going to be an important breakthrough for the very challenges that we are faced with today of economic meltdown. That will open up trade, and trade will be an important catalyst for us to move forward. So I think generally we all agreed on a number of issues. So yes, the outcome has been good. Well, there were views put across, but I don't think there were any serious hostile views, and I think people were putting the views in terms of how the specific economies of countries people were looking at. But I think in general, we were flowing in the same direction, that we need to do something, all of us, probably even countries individually in their own countries, to look at what they can do to help the economy to perform better. I don't think you could have avoided that issue, because it is a topical issue right now. And as countries came here, we're talking about it. And of course, the chairperson of the G20 placed the issue on the table by asking the Secretary General of the United Nations to give us a progress report, which he did. And they are indeed doing very well in terms of investigation by the experts to determine the evidence that has been carried on the allegations. And I think they're doing very well. But of course, there were specific countries that came in who are very keen that Syria must be punished, who have made a conclusion that Syria is responsible for the chemical weapons. And a number of them claimed to have all the evidence. But there was a counter-argument that was put that nobody can put a conclusive view that in fact it is Syria that used the chemical, Syrian authority that used the chemicals to kill the people. Some claimed that the very people who are fighting the government could have done it in order to call for sympathy and support from other countries. I think a scenario was painted that, for an example, what is obvious here, others have evidence that not a single one of those who are fighting government were dead. Only the innocent civilians. But this is in their own area. So how do you decipher that? So the issue really remains not conclusive at all. This is insofar as people saying what needs to be done. And there were quite very strong views that limited kind of military actions must be undertaken to punish Syrian authorities. But there was also a quite strong view that that is not the way to go. The way to go is to find a peaceful solution. I think very, very strong voices to a point that this process ought to be undertaken by the United Nations as a global organization. It is the United Nations, probably, if you want to sharpen it, the Security Council, that must take the decision. What must be done? So that we are in a better position to take the decision that is agreed by everybody through this mechanism of the United Nations.